Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a wonderful feeling of calm, relaxation and resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in and breathing out, and in the next outward breath, just allow your eyelids to close. That's it. And notice with your eyes closed that as you breathe in, you're able to breathe in deeper than you normally would. And as you exhale, that outward breath is slightly longer than it normally would be. And the deeper you breathe, the deeper relaxed you go. And the deeper relaxed you go, your body starts to drift downwards, taking your imagination into a place where change happens. As you think back through your life, there's been several times where you were relaxed, thoughtful, reflective, and perhaps you made a decision. Perhaps you had an idea. And in that moment, a chain reaction took place that changed the trajectory of your life from that point onwards. So you already know that powerful, profound change is possible in an instant. I want you to think to just one of those times where in a moment everything changed. Perhaps you can remember where you were. And remember a time of deep relaxation and reflection that was in that moment before everything changed. As you breathe in and breathe out, notice that as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you've been looking in the wrong place. For a while, you've been looking in a physical place, a biological place. But what if that's not where it was? What if the biological and the physical thing was not the cause but the symptom? That all along there was a belief that led to a thought, that led to a feeling, and that feeling was a case of mistaken identity all along. It wasn't what you thought it was. But when you thought it was that thing, you're preparing for worst case scenarios that made the thing that it wasn't seem like it was. So as we go all the way back, let's consider that the whole belief that this chain reaction was built on may not even be true. For a while, you've been believing that you're not good enough without ever defining what enough was. Enough for who compared to what? And I want you to consider an alternative. That exactly as you are, without any changes, you are enough. And I want you to feel a wave of self-acceptance start from the top of your head and ripple all the way down your body, acknowledging that you are enough. Your intelligence is enough. Your capability is enough. You are enough. And sometimes people are reluctant to believe that they are enough because there is a fear that their drive to get better will disappear. But I want you to imagine You want the best of both worlds. To feel the wonderful feeling of self-acceptance and worthiness, but having that hunger to get even better. From this point onwards, you will deeply believe you are good enough, you accept yourself 100%, and at the same time, there is always room for improvement. But the room for improvement doesn't have to imply a fault or a deficit. I want you to imagine a brand new car. Imagine a beautiful car. And I want you to imagine someone throws mud on this car. It doesn't mean the car is worth any less. And all it takes is a tiny thing to make this beautiful car even better. So at any point in your life, if you see an opportunity to become more competent, more creative, more impactful, more knowledgeable, if there's things that you can do to work on your character, to be more kind, more empathetic, to be more interesting, more charismatic, it doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means there's an opportunity to evolve, to grow, to get even better. And I want you to think of all the evidence in the past that you've used to prove that you're not enough, to now be evidence that you are worthy, you are good enough, with the ability to get even better. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to feel how good it feels to accept that you are a unique and valuable individual, deserving of love, respect, and all the good things that life has to offer. With each passing day, your self-acceptance grows stronger. Remember, you are enough just as you are, and accept this as an undeniable truth and allow it to empower you. Any self-doubt or negativity can just melt away, replaced by a deep and lasting sense of self-worth. And I want you to notice that every time you acknowledge that you are worthy, you are good enough, and you accept yourself 100%, those evaluations of not being good enough fade away. The belief is required for the thoughts. When you accept yourself 100%, the thoughts of not being good enough and not being worthy are now replaced with a deep feeling of confidence, self-assurance, and you're able to be more free and uninhibited. Because when you accept yourself, you have permission to be exactly who you are. See a future version of yourself standing tall, radiating self-assurance, knowing that this version of you is worthy of happiness and success. Imperfections and flaws don't mean you're not good enough. Embrace your imperfections. They are what make you beautifully unique. Feel the warmth of self-love filling your heart and let it expand to every corner of your being. And trust in your abilities to handle any situation that comes your way. Believe deep down that you are more capable than you realize. You are worthy, you are enough, and you accept yourself completely. And I want you to imagine that a lot of your emotions are based on false evaluations. When you've evaluated that you're not enough, you feel anxious. When you evaluate there's a risk or a problem or you have a lack of options, you feel more anxious. But what if you've been trying to mitigate circumstances created by an emotion that followed a belief and a thought that wasn't even true? And I want you to notice that when you make evaluations of your ability to be fine, to handle situations, to have choices, to have options, you feel more confident, you feel more empowered, and you feel a sense of trust with yourself. And every time you make evaluations that you can handle even tough situations, you reduce anxiety and feel more free. And I want you to think about the term uninhibited. Is that not freedom? Uninhibited simply means that you're letting go of the perceived restrictions, barriers, and rules that you've been following for way too long. And as you evaluate that you have more options, you become freer. As you evaluate that you have more capabilities, you have more options. And every time you make an evaluation that you have choices and options, and that you have the resources to exceed the demands of the situation that you're in, you're creating powerful self-fulfilling prophecies that make it more true. And I want you to imagine you're in a situation around someone that in the past would make you feel inferior. Only in this future, you accept yourself 100%. If there's attributes that you admire in them, that could be a source of inspiration, perhaps even appreciation. But at no level does it feel like it's taking anything away from you. And notice that in this situation, there is no feeling of anxiety, insecurity, or feeling that you can't handle the situation. When you accept yourself 100%, you can enjoy the company of anyone around you. You embrace challenges as opportunities to get even better. And you feel more and more that whatever life throws at you, you can handle it. That voice of anxiety and insecurity is maturing, evolving, becoming a confident, self-assured, empowered voice. A voice that says, I can handle this. I'll be fine. And every time you say it, you'll notice it becomes more and more true. If your unconscious mind is willing to let go of any feelings of unworthiness, to let go of feelings of not being good enough and replace them with a feeling of self-acceptance, worthiness, and a deep belief that your resources exceed the demands of life, let me know by nodding your head. And every time you accept yourself and make positive evaluations, you become more free, restricted by life's rules, to feel less trapped and open up a wonderful feeling of being completely uninhibited. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Feel like you're returning to the present, as very shortly I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, feeling accepting of yourself, and feeling like you're looking forward to experiencing life full of self-expectance and wonderful evaluations that things will work out fine. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.